This is the holding screen. We're not too far away from live pictures, scheduled for a 5:30 kickoff tonight at Seymour Shore. And it's NPL Men's New South Wales, round 22. Sutherland Sharks taking on APIA Leichhardt. Good evening to everyone tuning in for a 5:30 kickoff. Team's not in the tunnel just yet, but we're not too far away from The action starting here at Seymour Shore, NPL New South Wales men's round 22. Sutherland Sharks set to take on APIA Leichhardt, and we will have live commentary for you as soon as the teams make their way out of the tunnel. Here come the teams out of the tunnel. It's time for NPL Men's New South Wales action. Round 22 from Seymour Shore. Great crowd in on a perfect winter's evening. And tonight's action is the Sutherland Sharks, sixth at kickoff, trying to consolidate their spot in the finals places and take the scalp of second-placed APIA Leichhardt, who have a title to chase. Winning is the top priority for these two sides, but when it comes to Sutherland, they have not defeated APIA Leichhardt since May of 2016. It's been a decade of waiting. However, they have ticked off some big milestones this season during their ascent on the ladder, most notably winning away at Sydney United. APIA Leichhardt enjoying an extraordinary run of just one defeat in their last 24 head-to-head, all the way back to 2013, and that one defeat more than 10 years ago. Teo Pellizzeri with you for this one. Pleasure to have your company on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Hoping that a bit of NPL can be your pick-me-up tonight after the disappointment of the Socceroos being eliminated from the World Cup this morning. Let's get to the two teams. Sutherland at the home side have made two changes to the starting 11. Daniel Nizic in goal, 3 Yanni Nicolau, 4 Tice Van Amerongen, 5 Jordan Perez, 6 Riley Hollingdale, 7 Takumi Afuka, 8 Brendan Gann, 10 Tariq Meyer, 15 Jamie Pachevsky, 19 Diego Panilla, and 21 Nicholas Olsen. It's two changes to the team that won 3-1 away at the Village Green against UNSW last weekend. Meyer and Vanilla come in, and Seung Ju Choi moves to the bench along with Richard Shoeki. Added to the bench is Matthew Yerman, the former Socceroo, and MacArthur Bull, most recently in the A-League, has been added to the substitutes bench at the expense of Lachlan Ma. The full bench, James Husoi, Seung Ju Choi, Matthew Yerman, Richard Shoeki, Jean Fiorese, Ty McGowan, and Lucas Webber. Visiting APIA coming off a short turnaround after being defeated in the Waratah Cup midweek, and they make 5 changes to their starting 11 as a result. Oliver Kalatz in goal, 2 Seiya Kambiashi, 4 Arjun Kishimoto, 6 Franz Deli, 7 Jack Stewart, 9 Presley Ortiz, 11 Rory Jordan, 19 Fabian Monge, 24 Cameron Fong, 25 Carl Shaw, and 99 Franco Farinella. The ins, Kishimoto Deli for his debut for APIA after signing midweek but being an unused sub in the Cup final. Stewart, Jordan, and Farinella. To the bench go Max Court, Jordan Segreto, and Eddie Caspers. And out of the squad altogether, Alex Denmead, Temba Moatamalo, Oscar Gonzalez, who has joined the Newcastle Jets in the A-League, and also Michael Cooter. Tonight's referee is Nathan Shakespeare. He's just waiting for the thumbs up from all parties concerned. And on his whistle, it will be APIA to attack the right of your screens in the first half. And Presley Ortiz gets us underway in what could be a blockbuster match tonight. Sutherland Sharks trying to beat APIA Leichhardt for the first time in more than a decade, and APIA trying to keep pace with Marconi at the top of NPL Men's New South Wales in front of a very healthy crowd, a very young crowd here at Seymour Shore. It always blows me away how many youths and children come in here to this venue in the southern suburbs, and they have packed the grandstand, they have packed the VIP tonight. And there are fans milling around the outer in perfect weather. APIA knocking the ball around. 5 changes to the starting 11. They were second best in the Cup final on Wednesday. And Franco Parisi has responded. No doubt fatigue and rotation a factor, but perhaps some form as well. Whereas Sutherland Sharks now trying to win their 3rd in a row after last time they were here at home, they were shocked. 2-1 by Blacktown City. They've spent the last fortnight away on the road and picked up 6 points from 6. And now Diego Bonella trying to make an instant impact here, and he's shoved. Oh, and then the ball kicked into him. A little bit of gamesmanship and cleverness there from Kyle Shaw, and he's able to win a goal kick for his team. But Bonella, the new arrival, leading the line and has been much anticipated the opening of the transfer window since the season-ending knee injury to Mili Popovic. So the number 19 is in, where the number 9 is sadly out for the rest of the campaign. Here go APIA. It's a great burst of speed from Kambiashi. And he had his shirt grabbed. It's a wide set piece. And Seiya Kambiashi doing what we know he can, which is break the lines and keep the ball at his feet. And he's earned an early free kick opportunity here for the visiting side. It's the slightest of kit clashes with both teams wearing sky blue shorts, but APIA in the maroon shirts. Their home kit away from home tonight. And Kambiashi is set to take the free kick that he won. Daniel Nizic, the towering frame in goal, waiting inside the 6-yard box as a line of players is set to descend upon him. Here's Kambiashi, a high-end swinger, first header away by Van Amerongen. And the tallest player on the pitch has helped clear the lines. Brendan Gann to Nicholas Olsen. And the reigning gold medalist can't quite set Gann away. Jack Stewart now looking for Presley Ortiz. And the ball is intercepted by Van Amerongen. And the Dutchman just strides over to the corner here and will hold off Jack Stewart right in front of the merchandise stand at the entry to Seymour Shore and see the ball out for a goal kick. Just running through the bench for APIA. Second goalkeeper tonight, Alex Parks, and then Michael Contestavo, Max Court, Jordan Segreto, Eddie Caspers, Levi Shuriaga, and Alessandro Pichin, who would be making his first appearance of the season in seniors if we were to see him come off the bench tonight. Franco Parisi continuing to give youngsters the opportunity rotating through the APIA team. You can jump onto Dribble and see all of the lineups and player profiles for yourself. David Perkovic would be encouraged with the start the home team has made through 3.5 minutes here. Here's Jack Stewart running at Jordan Perez. What a duel that could prove to be. Perez coming off a goal last week. Brilliantly called goal by David Feeney at the Village Green. Here's Stewart again. The ball knocked away. A battle for possession with Farinella. And now it falls kindly. APIA square ball back to the top of the box from Fong. And Sutherland able to intervene. And they're not going to break away at speed here. Takumi Ifuka is happy to keep the ball. And, well, maybe a little too casual. Fong, a quick throw in. Presley Ortiz able to turn and face, but immediately dispossessed by Gann. And now Hollingdale is legged. And it will be a free kick. Just outside the top of the penalty area. So yes, 19-year-old Alessandro Pichin. Most recently in the under-20s team at Sydney Olympic. Bit of time at Wanderers as well. So tonight would not just be his APIA senior debut, it would be his NPL New South Wales men's senior debut. But he lays in wait, as do all the substitutes. And Daniel Nizic gets play restarted with a long diagonal ball, which is going to skim off the head, seemingly, of Aijin Kishimoto. And APIA thus are determined to keep the ball in. Van Amerongen. Hollingdale. And here's Gann. And Olsen was shaping for a first-time ball, and he whips it out to Perez on the left. Perez cutting it back. Ifuka. Now Jordan Perez. The ball blocked. And it will be a set piece here and a corner kick coming up for the home side. Cannot understate just how perfect the weather is. Not a breath of wind, not a cloud in the sky, and still a little bit of colour on the horizon as the sun sets for this 5:30 p.m. local kickoff. Kicking off just a little bit later than 5:30, it must be said. But we're into the swing of things now. And here comes a corner from Hollingdale. Attacking the back post, and Ollie Kalatz is up and collecting, but it's a foul regardless. Kambiashi was sent to the ground. And up here in the blink of an eye, one end to the other. They have a set piece of their own, but that's just how quickly they can move on a synthetic surface here that looks like it's barely seen a day of use. Looks pristine tonight. So, corners at each end. Can APIA answer? Where Sutherland conceded a foul. In swinger and on the line. Nizic collapses onto the ball. And there is a handball that's been paid here. Presley Ortiz was ready to wheel away in celebration. It's a very bright line off the synthetic, so with the aid of the stream, we might be able to get a look at whether or not it had crossed the line. Van Amerongen was right there. I think Nizic collapsing onto the ball took care of things. I don't think it squeaked over. And some of the goal alert apps have been fooled, but do not be. It remains 0-0 here at Seymour Shore. Presley Ortiz, the APIA top scorer at 10 for the season. All of them in the league. Here he is on the ball now. He's got a little bit of help in the form of Fabian Monge. So Nizic uses his left foot to put the ball to the edge of the attacking third. Fong heads it away. Shaw heads it away, I should say. And here's Bonilla turning with a burst of speed, and he left the ball behind. APIA trying to counter-attack, but Olsen will come across and screen. Long ball again. Second ball is on here. Afuka. And running wide. Down towards the byline. Well, it was promising ever so briefly with the ball from Takumi Afuka, but Benilla broke wide. Sutherland recycled the ball. Olsen, little pitch wedge into the penalty area and rearing up off a firm synthetic surface. That allows Kalats to come out and collect. Encouraging signs there for Sutherland, trying to play against the midfield of APIA. Benilla coming across from the Bulls Academy, the MacArthur youth system. And leading the line tonight. From the byline and cleared at the near post. Important. Skied away by Perez. That one's just stayed inside the perimeter fencing. It was a dangerous run along the left byline. And now APIA have another corner right under the awning of the VIP balcony. Almost 10 minutes ticked by. Here comes the corner kick for APIA. In swinger to the near post. Attempted flick header on. And it's going to be repeat corners. Kishimoto, barely a glancing header on it, and then touched off a defender and out. And so Kambiashi will stay on corner taking duty here. Kyle Shaw, perhaps the most obvious target. Tice Van Amerongen, not marking anyone, he's just guarding a bit of space inside the 6-yard box at the moment. Shaw has got Perez marking him. A bit of a height disparity, certainly not a strength disparity as they wrestle. And Shaw indeed was the target. And Van Amerongen just came and found him at the last second, but neither able to head the ball as it slides out for a goal kick. So scoreless through 10 minutes on what has been a busy goal-filled day of NPL Men's New South Wales so far. Short goal kick. Lots of shouting coming from the sideline to press, and so a long ball to Benilla. He bounces back to his feet. And APIA do win the throw in. This match one of 4 today. UNSW winning at the Village Green 3-2 against Sydney FC earlier this afternoon. A vital win for them in the battle against relegation. So we see Pachevsky rise to a header here. Gann directing traffic. He wants Perez to go down the left, and he's going to turn inside and play to the middle where Olsen presents for the ball. Olsen out to the right. Little chop step back inside is going to work out for Yanni Nicolau. And then back to Nizic. But the APIA press is on here. Franco Farinella coming up from midfield. So's Franz Deli. Fascinating to see his impact. The former young Socceroo, part of the team that won the AFC Under-20 Asian Cup just over a year ago. Olsen tried for the crossfield ball to Perez, but it's been read and intercepted by Fong. And with a quick 1-2 with Stewart, he is away. Here goes Cameron Fong, all the way to the edge of the box, or at least level with it, and he cycles back to Stewart. Stewart running laterally and concedes a bit of ground to Kishimoto. And now Kambiashi, the Japanese nationals, link up. Here's Deli, the little pocket rocket. And a ball into the box is intercepted by Pachevsky. Deli again, he's a terrier in midfield, and through comes Farinella to help out. APIA's ball winners extract the ball and have it back. Stewart. Now Farinella. Sutherland desperate to avoid conceding yet another corner, and they do so by conceding a throw-in instead. There seems to be no let-up here. Kambayashi sprinting up from left back to take the throw-in. Really nice from Farinella there as he received the pass, but Nicolau guarding the right back corner. Knocks the ball away. Now Franz Deli. Sparingly used in the A-League season at MacArthur, so makes sense that he's looking for an Australian Championship club for game time. And Kambayashi dispossessed, textbook tackle. It's another fellow former MacArthur man in Nicolau who wins the ball away. And a switch of flanks. Perez out pointed in the air by Fong, and he has help in Stewart. Fong is going to take the game on again. He's had a couple of encouraging forward runs, but that one was into a 1-on-3. Afuka, Hollingdale. Quick 1-2 with Olsen. And it's going to break into midfield here. And ultimately, Tariq Meyer was dispossessed, but the ball was won back, and now Olsen. A good challenge coming in from Farinella. Here is Stewart. Hollingdale went to ground with the slide challenge. Stewart kept the ball. And now he pushes it through the left. Here's Deli, and it's nicked off his toes. And Rory Jordan, I should say, that time it was. And it's out for a corner kick. So Kambayashi has had a number of corners to hone his radar here. In swinging to the near post, dealt with by Olsen, and then headed on by Hollingdale. Looped back in by Deli, and then Van Amerongen clears. And it's knocked down to Hollingdale here. He's got Tariq Meyer on short, but he wants to go backwards instead. Ortiz in the vicinity, so Pachevsky had to hurry up, and he did so. Hollingdale got to be careful. Back to Brendan Gann. Now Gann with a long ball. Brought down by Meyer, and a volley wide to the left. Lashed first time. Vanilla showing what he can do. Saw the opportunity and decided to just strike it first time. And it went well wide to the left. The results today, Western Sydney Wanderers with a big win against Sydney Olympic 2-1, and kicking off about half an hour before this one. It's almost half-time. Manly United and Southern Districts Raiders are currently 0-0. So what that means on the table, we will get to it the next break in play, because Ortiz has sprung the back line here. Covering defender comes across. Perez does enough. Now Hollingdale helps out, but there are numbers streaming forward. And an opportunity missed there. Stewart wanted the ball to get to him over on the right, and Fabian Monge just sliced at it at the top of the box. It looked like Ortiz was through on goal, but the closing speed of Jordan Perez was able to get across from left back to the right side of the box and save the day. Rory Jordan buzzing around here, making life difficult for Nicolau. First time ball from Benella. Well played. Deli to go to ground, but through bursts Hollingdale. He was being grabbed. Monge avoids conceding the free kick, and that allows him to keep contesting here. Perez, good run from Afuka, and Takumi Afuka attracting two defenders. One of them is Jack Stewart, and Jack Stewart wins the ball emphatically. Switch of flanks over to Farinella. He's trying to almost clip it to himself here, and it's going to work. He pops the ball on. Gann, a cool head. Brings down the high ball. Sends it out to the right. Nicolau. And a throw in. So as things stand on the table at the moment, Marconi on 49 points. level with APIA, but with a game in hand and with 6 goals better goal difference. And they take on St George FC at home tomorrow. And then in third place, Sydney United on 44 points, 5 back. And their next assignment is away at Blacktown City tomorrow. So the top 3 are well clear. Rockdale on 35, Sydney FC on 34. And rounding out the top 6 on the live table, Sutherland on 33. So Sutherland win tonight. They'll be 4th on the ladder. That is easier said than done. And then on their heels, the out of form, it must be said, Wollongong Wolves on 31 points. And then after their win today, Western Sydney Wanderers back up to 29. So Sutherland, even with a draw tonight, would be at risk of being knocked out of the top 6 tomorrow if Wollongong was to win their home game against St George City. Through ball again, and Rory Jordan this time the one trying to test a disciplined defensive line for Sutherland. The pass goes long. So tomorrow, Rockdale versus Spirit, Blacktown City versus Sydney United, Marconi versus St George, and Wollongong versus St George City. So a busy afternoon with all 4 games kicking off at 3 p.m. Here's Perez. Afuka. Now Monge. Ortiz. Square ball. Slight challenge from Pachevsky was a good one. Kishimoto plays it to Kambayashi. Pachevsky back to Van Amerongen. Now Nicolau from right back. Yanni Nicolau with a high ball. Kishimoto rises to the header. Kambayashi. Delhi. Stewart dispossessed by the challenge of Afuka. Now Hollingdale, the most advanced man. He's looking for the run of Perez. And Perez still trying to win the ball back, and it's been spilled here. Afuka back to Perez. He wheels onto his left, swings the ball into the near post, and it's just wide from Benilla. And the persistence there of Sutherland was promising, because APIA were busy appealing for a foul, and Perez did not give up on the ball. Deli. Now Stewart. Farinella clipping it over to the right where Gann concedes the throw in. Stewart, square ball, pushed through. Ortiz. Oh, the attempt is saved away by Nizic. Jordan. Players breaking away from the ball rather than towards it for APIA. Vanilla lays it off. Here goes Afuka. Look at the run of Olsen. He's ignored here. Afuka, now he finds him. Flag stays down. Olsen, a drifting cross. And now Nicolau back to Hollingdale. Olsen. And Fong clears it out. Plenty of space for the run-up here of Jordan Perez. He'll start on the fence, though. Coiled up like a spring here to hurl it into the box. Over the head of Van Amerongen. He gets a second go at it. And then APIA can clear. Can they go end to end though? Ortiz can't run the ball down. And the backtracking Perez was able to get to him. Gann bides his time. Now pushes it sideways over to Yanni Nicolau, and he wants to burst. So he turns to the right side of the pitch. Perez. And Afuka can't keep the ball in. Free kick given. Afuka knocking over Monge on that occasion. So about a quarter of the way through the night's action. And scoreless, and the game has settled. There was a host of early set pieces for APIA in particular, but they came close. Daniel Nisic collapsing down onto the goal line and holding onto the ball right on the paint of the surface, keeping it out. First time ball from Jordan, headed away from Ortiz. He'll double back to the ball though. He's being pursued every step of the way by Hollingdale. Can't shake him. And Hollingdale sticking to task. Able to win a throw in for the home side. Down. Perez stays down here, complaining to the referee for a foul, but no joy. And at times he's the most advanced player when Sutherland are trying to emerge from their defensive half. The left back has been given license to take the game on here, and he's got the cover of Gann in this back five for Sutherland to come across. Centre-back trio, Gann, Pachevsky and Van Amerongen, with Yanni Nicolau on the right and Jordan Perez on the left. David Perkovic gesticulating and waving his arms. We've got a player down, Presley Ortiz. Must admit, I didn't see what's caused his problem here. It's happened only a short trip from the APIA bench. He's back on his feet under his own steam. And the trainer waits on the sidelines. Kemeyashi switching over to Fong. Fong doesn't like his options. Back to Kyle Shaw, and he finds Arjun Kishimoto. To Farinella. Things have just slowed down a little bit here. APIA having a tougher time finding gaps, but Farinella immediately finds one of them, and Gann, well, he's sliced that clearance away onto the roof. And out for yet another corner kick, and they have all come from the side favouring an in-swinger. So here comes the corner from Kemeyashi. High looping in swinger, but catching practice for a player of Daniel Nisic's stature as he just towers above all and is able to drag the ball down in safekeeping. Sutherland's turn to attack. Afuka able to nick it and win the ball. What a good one-on-one save from Kalatz. And Takumi Afuka hasn't scored a league goal this season and just one in the cup. And that really should have been the opener. Now Stewart the other way. Flick through the penalty area. Jordan arriving late. Ball was kept away from him by Nicolau. Vital touch. End-to-end football at the moment. And Takumi Ifuka, whose only goal this season was in round 4 of the Cup against the Gladesville Ride Magic. What a chance to open his account in the league. Here's Stewart. Just holding off Perez, a little bit of physical attention, not enough to constitute a foul, and he hooks the shot away as a result. But the game sprung back to life. We have been drifting for about 5 or 6 minutes there, and then a big chance coming for Sutherland to open the scoring. If you've only joined us since kickoff, they have not defeated APIA Leichhardt since May 2016. They are trying to undo 10 years of bad results. They've lost their last 7 in a row head-to-head. They haven't even been able to get a draw since 2022. Watching how that chance unfolded, it was just a bouncing ball which Kyle Shaw misjudged, and it ran on for Ifuka to pick his pocket. And here he is on the ball again, Takumi Ifuka. And now Riley Hollingdale. Over to Tice Van Amerongen. Meyer and Gann working in midfield. Gann, Ifuka, great first touch to trap a forcefully hit pass. Olsen, space to work into. He concedes some territory. Tariq Meyer. Now Van Amerongen and Nicolau. Back pass from Fong. It's going to be intercepted here. Benilla. Oh, he just couldn't bring the ball under control. It was an ambitious back pass from Cameron Fong. He really struck a volleyed back pass with a bit of force. And it nearly got successfully intercepted by an on-rushing striker. Now on the ball, Ifuka. Gann. Hollingdale. Franco Parisi and his assistants, their turn to gesticulate from the sidelines, and Sutherland are steered backwards. Gann. Nice pass to find Ifuka, cuts it. Oh, blocked away by Fong. Diego Benio was waiting in the middle. Now Perez, he's on his non-preferred side. He squares it. Olsen. He's assessing all his options there and ultimately opted to go backwards. Van Amerongen, as the referee steps out of the way. Meyer clips a high ball, and Hollingdale ran underneath it in the end. Easily collected by Kalatz, and he rolls it out. Modric. Nizic comes out of his line. This might be heading for us in the scaffold. It's going to fall just short. Gann charging through, and you heard the cry of pain from the player who knocked over Franz Deli. Pump to the side, in the back. But he bounces back up to restart play. Shaw. Kemeyashi. Rory Jordan back to Kishimoto. Kobayashi conceding ground, back to Kalatz. Delhi at the base of midfield. Not many passing avenues open at the moment. An organised Sutherland defence. Watching APIA knock it around. Here goes Kobayashi. Even he has to stop and adjust. Farinella able to turn and lash a shot. On target, Franco Farinella amid cries of handball, which were not heeded, but Nizic able to bat down the shot. Well struck. And the referee giving Nizic the 8-second count, so he drops the ball to the ground and clears it long. Pania making a contest against Shaw. Perez has turned to run forward now. Twisting and turning, Hollingdale to Gann. Gann, Afuka. Here's Perez. And Fong to Stewart. Stewart, the most advanced of the APIA players, as he weaves into the middle. He had Ortiz tailing out to the right. Didn't go looking for him. Afuka. Perez bending a left-footed pass. Shaw has time. And he's going to take the game on here. Oh, and he's won the foul. Well, he ran into Hollingdale and initiated the contact, but referee Nathan Shakespeare still said it was Riley Hollingdale who was the infringing player. Diagonal ball over to the right. Stewart whips in across over the head of Ortiz. Van Amerongen to the edge of the box. Hollingdale sliced back by Afuka, and then no-nonsense defending coming from Pachevsky. Into the last 10 minutes of regulation in the first half. A game of ebb and flow. Are we about to enter back into a burst of attacking? Kalatz. Gann against Stewart. Gann set himself well. Now Perez played it into a contest, and Delhi in second, and he's clattered Hollingdale, and it's going to be the first card of the game. Franz Delhi does go and check on Riley Hollingdale. Bit of professional courtesy, one opponent to another, but the apologies are not going to avoid the first yellow card of the game. Hollingdale still readjusting the sock and the shin guard after that free kick. Sutherland in no hurry to restart play here. Nizic has come all the way out from goal, almost to the halfway line, and we're ready for play to restart. Here's a super boot, so he'll have no problems with the distance. Right to the corner of the box it goes, knotted into the penalty area, and a late challenge here has wiped out the APIA player. Delhi, who'd only just been given a yellow card of his own, is now on the receiving end, and the trainer's being called from the APIA sideline. The Sutherland player who committed the foul, he's going to need treatment too. So the stop-start nature of the last couple of minutes will continue. So just taking a look back on the replay, it was a promising ball from Vizic to the corner of the penalty area. And then Delhi clearly to the ball first. Looks like it's Jamie Pachevsky who's the man down. Bit of activity on the Sutherland bench. Not so much on that of APIA. Are these two players going to be able to continue? Franz Deli is back to his feet. Without knowing the exact heights of Rory Jordan and Tyson Van Amerongen, it's two of the tallest players and two of the shortest players who've gone colliding into one another here. And a very proppy looking Jamie Pachevsky. It's worth remembering he did miss some weeks after the very unfortunate off the ball incident that he was subjected to in round one, a lower leg concern. Hopefully this is not a reprisal of that. He's very properly trying to get back up to jogging speed as he goes around the perimeter of the pitch. Some players have taken the opportunity to go over and speak to the bench to get a drink, but this will certainly run up the number of minutes of stoppage time here at the end of the first half, and he's still got a real hobble here, Jamie Pachevsky, so the concerns continue. So back underway. Pachevsky now returns to his position on the right side of three centre-backs, and Franz Deli is back into his position at the base of midfield, and here he is on the ball right now. Two tough customers continuing in the game after treatment. However, it's going to tack on, you'd think, at least 2 more minutes to first half stoppage time here. We could get as many as 4 or 5 to finish the first half, depending on how studiously our fourth official, Michael Patty, has been keeping time. Farinella through midfield. His path blocked and possession consolidated at centre-back by Pachevsky to Gann. And now Brennan Gann, a driving diagonal ball. Under the head of Kabayashi. Jordan, body checked and a free kick. Jordan knocked to the ground. He's able to get back up quite quickly. Hasn't scored in the seniors this season, Rory Jordan. As a winger, I'm sure he'd love to get things ticking over in the final third of the campaign. It's such a tough APIA lineup to break into. Crossfield ball, hoping more than anything for Stewart. Perez's presence enough to see the ball run long. Fong, now Monge. Fong, back to Stewart. Ortiz, back to goal. Monge and Fong. Stewart's turn to play back to goal. And Afuka wins possession back. Vanilla was nearly away. Hollingdale. Takumi Afuka. Caught in possession by Monge. And now Ortiz can turn. Presley Ortiz. Jack Stewart from the right. Presley Ortiz, 2 opponents surrounding him, but he's able to find a channel to run into, albeit running wider and wider. And now he's almost out of options down in the corner. And he scrags Perez with a deliberate foul. be careful intentionally committing fouls like that. I think he's given the little talking hand signal to Jordan Perez there, but you don't want to do that too many times, otherwise the referee will start reaching for the pocket. Quick check of the watch from Nathan Shakespeare. We're into the last 90 seconds of regulation at the end of a scoreless first half. Not for a lack of chances. A one-on-one against the keeper for Takumi Ifuka, perhaps the best of them. Delhi caught in possession. Hollingdale spills it. Diego Padilla blocked away. Great defending from Kishimoto. The through ball from Meyer. Delightful! What a finish and what a goal! Yanni Nicolau at the end of a magical through ball from Tariq Meyer. And Sutherland take the lead right at the end of the first half. That was a killer pass from Tariq Meyer. Took out 4 or 5 APIA players, split the defence. And what a good finish. Coming in on the angle from right back. Yanni Nicolau. Well, that one will go in the highlight reel for the Sutherland Sharks. And it is Yanni Nicolau's first goal of the season. Listen to the crowd. We've only got 2 minutes of additional time. So Michael Paddy, he's got the the Interstellar watch going over there. But we're into 2 minutes at the end of the first half. And that means APIA's got to hurry it up here if they want to get level before half-time. Down on the sideline, barging challenge from Perez, and I think he knows he's done the wrong thing. Clattering Fog into the advertising hoardings. You heard the smash, and he gives him an embrace of apology. And the referee is not going to see anything more to it. Out for a goal kick, and just, well, if force equals mass times acceleration, then Jordi Perez has got a fair bit of both. And Cameron Fong felt it there. Here's Delhi. Kyle Shaw. Stewart. APIA running out of time at the end of the first half. We've played a minute 30 of 2 minutes additional. Here's Ortiz. Intercepted by Gann. Oh, and he left a trailing arm. He's caught Stewart in the face there. APIA are going to keep playing. Stewart's inside the penalty area. Here comes the ball from Fong. And the referee blows for half-time. Well, what an end to the first half. It was a game of ebb and flow. We definitely had some flat spots, but a chance for Takumi Ifuka midway through the half was a great chance for Sutherland to score, and they would break through in the 44th minute thanks to a really wonderful pass from Tariq Meyer that set the right back, Yanni Nicolau, through the penalty area, and he finished against Ollie Kalatz unerringly to make it Sutherland Sharks 1, APIA Leichhardt 0. And as we go to a few stats and some highlights during the halftime break, a reminder that Sutherland have not beaten APIA since May of 2016. Are we about to see a 10-year first here at Seymour Shore tonight? Rejoin us for live commentary in about 12 to 15 minutes. Here's Ferre's got to be careful as he takes on Wells. Now Negro looking for the run of Fowler. Fresh legs off the bench here. Fowler, and he scores! End to end in the blink of an eye, and Sydney FC take the lead.
Siren takes the referee's count down to 4. Abdul Rahman Awan Lawal has opened the scoring here. Split wall now. It's going to go into the middle. Manly have equalised. Essie Perez crossing it into the middle. Tapped home by Luke Ewenhoff, and Manly have the lead. Griffiths goes to the Roma line, down to the box. Griffiths puts it home, and Samuel Griffiths. Through ball for Awan Lawal. Has to take it away from the box. Cross into Pavlovic. Cross brought down. Shot. Goal for Manly. For the Western Sydney Wanderers, as Lachlan Satoot. Pavlovic. Pass. Awan Lawal has found an equaliser for the Wanderers.
They're backing off here by the University of New South Wales, and now Perez makes the run into space beautifully. Perez. Wood is there with him. Perez is going to get there first. Drives in the cross low. Chance for a goal! Goal! Richard Shawecki with the goal. To choose from. Drives it in low. Flicks in. Out in there! A terrific header at the near post. A great cross coming in from here. He's going to switch it for Jordi Perez. Perez shouting for the shot. Goal! Goal to Jordi Perez! Not quite on the ball in the last few weeks now. Tarek Moya from halfway! Goal!
By the millimetre. Flicking it around, Mako. Goes to the back stick. Great touch and an even better finish. And there's the opener for St. George City. Buries it. Sends Jack Kenny the wrong way, and that is a brilliantly taken penalty. Slipped, but managed to get a foot away to it. And it's in! All the way from the sideline. Santaressa goes direct, and it's dribbled in! There's 2 men that are claiming it, but regardless, it's a 3rd goal for SD Raiders.
Kobayashi. Fizzed in, chance! And it's gone over the line. It's Shoki Yoshida who got the last touch. Trying to find Yoshida, the running behind, sliding through, and it's gone in the back of the net.
Bugaria takes it at the near post. Armanakis. He finds the shot! That is brilliant! Clear the defensive third though. Casella twists it back in. Aquien with a header again. And now through traffic. The equaliser comes for St. George. And it's Mark Roberts. Here comes the free kick. Armanakis whips it into the box. And the header is in! Bailey Callahan comes up.
He's never one to lead the process himself. He generally lets his football do the talking, and he's done beautifully to slide past Tanaka. The ball's good, and Armson's opened the scoring. Yes, stands and clears. Falls to Armson. Daniel. That's a good ball. Sekenis must finish and does now. Took a couple of bites.
Will deliver their in-swinger once more. Great area. Griffiths gets there. And Griffiths buries it into the bottom corner. There comes in. Rockdale get the advantage though as Moody Najjar drives into the box. Najjar! Moody Najjar puts it away, and Rockdale double their lead at Lambert Park.
ball out for an early goal kick. So, as we rejoin you, I can tell you there's been a double change at half-time for APIA Leichhardt. They've taken off Cameron Fong and also Franz Deli, who we did see receive some treatment towards the end of the first half after a heavy knock. And Jordan Segreto and Eddie Caspers have come on. No changes to the Sutherland team. They lead 1-0 thanks to a goal from Yanni Nicolau. That goal late in the first half certainly lifted the atmosphere here during the halftime break. Really good crowd in tonight at Seymour Shaw, watching the home side, trying to climb the table. They can jump into fourth with a win tonight. And Marconi eagerly anticipating their match tomorrow with a chance to break even further away potentially at the top of the league. Here's Callatz being pressed by the combination of Sutherland players. That challenge coming in. Nicolau with a touch on. Bonilla. Van Amerongen switching to Brendan Gann. Now Nick Olsen. Perez, outside of the foot cross, was ambitious. Up goes Kishimoto. Up the edge of the area is Nicolau. Vanilla trying to fashion a volley to himself. Goodness me. The shape on the ball was extraordinary. And it was almost like a wiffle ball rather than a football. It curved in the air with the sort of shape you don't often see, and very nearly dipped to nestle in the top left corner. Now Apia's turn. Ortiz, legged. Flag up. Well, heart-and-mouth moment for perhaps some spectators thinking it could have been a penalty called instantaneously. No, it's offside against Presley Ortiz. And expect Apia to take some risks and really go for it here. Fresh legs, of course, they are coming off the cup final midweek. This is a tough fixture to come away to, given they had not just the physicality of the game on Wednesday night, but the disappointment of losing it. When these teams met earlier in the season, it was Jordan Segreto and Alex Denmead who scored the goals in a 2-1 win at Lambert Park. Rick Meyer scored the goal for Sutherland that day. No Denmead tonight, not even on the bench. Whereas Segreto has been brought on here at the start of the second half, so maybe he can have an impact. And Eddie Casper's on the ball now as the other halftime sub. Caspers out to the right. And the teasing cross needs to be headed away by Brendan Gann. So the two subs linking up quite nicely there. Segreto with a really veering, dipping cross that required a defensive clearance. And so Apia, they had a run of corners in the first 15 minutes of the game. One of them was headed right onto the line by Presley Ortiz and held onto on that paint of the line by Daniel Nizic, as close as Apia came to scoring in the first half. Can they get going here from the first corner of the second? It's an outswinger. Gann heads away. Caspers backtracking to regain possession. And he's going to strike on his left foot. It was always going across the face. He tried to twist and maybe just run his laces across the ball there so it would bend back, but just hit it a little too true, and out it goes. Meyer. Bonilla. Monge backtracking. In comes a Fuka. Now Hollingdale trying to skip the ball on and advance it by any means necessary. Kambayashi. Back inside to Kyle Shaw. Segreto telegraphed the ball and he found a way past Meyer. Rory Jordan breaking into the box. Ortiz! A precise finish, and it has taken not even 6 second half minutes for APIA to equalise. Presley Ortiz's 11th of the season, and a good assist from Rory Jordan. And the missed interception from Tariq Meyer. He committed to the ball and just left Jordan with an extra half metre of space to break forward. And Presley Ortiz controlled the shot, guided it past Daniel Nizic, and APIA are level. So any thoughts of locking down on a 1-0 lead akin to the trip away to Sydney United, where Sutherland scored at a very similar time of the first half and then were able to absorb and defend for the second 45. Now they need to reload and go again if they want to win tonight. Of course, if they don't win, they could be vulnerable to being leapfrogged by Wollongong in 6th position tomorrow. And of course, the rewards for winning are huge. They could jump up as high as 4th. So quite a swing. They could end the weekend anywhere between 4th and 7th, depending on their result and outcomes elsewhere. And they're right back on the front foot, taking the game on here. Van Amerongen. Gam. Meyer. Not quite for Benilla. Kambayashi to Kishimoto, and Kishimoto conceded 5 metres, but trusted himself to clear. Van Amerongen up the pitch. A wrestle at the edge of the box. Safuka not able to affect the ball. And away comes Farinella. Just running away from the goal scorer, Presley Ortiz. Can he keep it in? He can't. And it finds its way out for a throw-in. Misplaced pass, Eddie Caspers, and now Farinella. Through ball from Jordan, 1 assist for him already. Kambayashi, Saya Kambayashi. Now he plays the pass, but straight to Olsen. Hollingdale, Afuka, and Benilla, the most advanced player. Can he turn and burn? He's wiped out by Farinella, and he's holding his foot. And he slowly gets up, back to his feet. Farinella has the ball in the meantime, but he can't find a way through to Ortiz here. Olsen. Perez takes a look at his options and decides to leave the ball with Tariq Meyer. Olsen, back pass. Meyer. Van Amerongen. All the way back to Nizic. Jordan chasing here, and Nizic is not going to tempt fate. He clears high and long. And the foot race is on here. Perez gets to the ball. And the cross is deflected out onto the roof of the club rooms and behind for a corner kick. So a quick move there. A favourable one for the Sutherland Sharks, and they have a corner. And they have the tall timber to aim for, that is for sure. Pachevsky, Van Amerongen. And Nicolau. He stays back. The other two stay forward. Olsen presents for the short corner. And Olsen receives the short corner, but Jordan was onto him. And it's going to be repeat corners here. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. Big pack of players in the 6-yard box. I think we're going to see a conventional delivery second time around. And the referee is going to do the telling off here as the players are congregated in such close proximity. So here comes the corner. Looping in swinger, and Kalatz sure-handed. He grabs it. Pachewski was running behind him, but the ball never arrived. Monge. Farinella. Early ball from Stewart, intercepted by Hollingdale. Gave Perez a task. Ortiz, neat touch off, slick from APIA. Farinella. And Jordan, well, perhaps didn't realise the pass was intended for Kambayashi a little bit further afield. And now counter on counter here. A cut inside from Mafuka. Hollingdale calms things down. Gam. Olsen in a pocket here. He shoots. Shouts for handball against Caspers. Referee waves it away. And at the edge of the box, Farinella's been knocked over by Olsen. He stays down, and APIA are going to put the ball out so that Franco Farinella can receive some attention. The hour mark is drawing closer. We've seen 2 substitutions at half-time, and we're about to see more. So, back underway. As well for Franco Farinella. Perez. Olsen. Down the left side, Perez trying to sprint away from a desperate Kyle Shaw. Shaw goes to ground, textbook slide tackle, wins the ball back. Stewart sizes up his options and sends it across to Kambayashi. Sutherland defenders getting goal side. Kambayashi, another diagonal, trying to return the favour to Stewart, but he can't find him. And now Olsen, he's really putting in the hard yards here. He's had a massive last 5 minutes after APIA scored the equaliser here. And he's only going to come into the game more, such as his endurance. He becomes so much more noticeable as games go on because he just doesn't slow down. Here he is once again. Olsen. Nicolau. Quick 1-2 was neat. Tariq Meyer. Vanilla holding off Kishimoto. Did it well. Yanni Nicolau. Here's Nick Olsen. He's going to shoot from distance. Oh! Saved away by Kalatz. And then sliced out for a corner kick by Jordan Segredo. What an attempt that was from Nick Olsen. He was feeling it. You could tell he was getting so many touches of the ball. He is desperately trying to impact the game here. And he nearly scored from 45 yards. That was so far out. So, corner kick. Sutherland getting on top. Trying to retake the lead 2-1. In-swinging corner. Good header away. Caspers to the edge of the box. And a blast straight into the nearest defender comes from Mafuka. Given away. Vanilla. Runs laterally. Oh! Vanilla! Goodness gracious! What a goal! Listen to the roar around Seymour Shore. NPL football at its absolute best. Diego Vanilla unleashes one of the goals of the season. A highly touted signing. He'd been playing in Uruguay. He was previously in the A-League system. And he carries the hopes of Sutherland in the second half of the campaign, leading the line for them. And that's why. And if you've tuned in tonight, hoping to feel just a little bit better about football, after the Socceroos exit this morning. Hopefully that has warmed your heart. This is why so many people have come out here to Seymour Shore tonight. So many people are getting invested at all levels of the game because you get moments like that. Unreal. APIA have made a change. Michael Conostabile has come on, so they're going to throw more attackers at this 2-1 deficit. See that goal coming, not just because of the Olsen shot in the previous phase of play, but the home side are really feeling it here. Given away now, Afuka breaking forward. Olsen, he veers to the edge of the box. He attracts a couple of defenders, and the ball is spilled. Segredo with a response here. Conostabile fresh off the bench. Farinella batted down. Jack Stewart takes possession and he runs it on the angle and double save time for Daniel Nezic. He got the parry once to deny the initial shot from Farinella. It fell to Stewart. Stewart tried to beat him at the near post and Nezic was having none of it. So, APIA's newest arrival, Michael Conostabile, involved in the build-up there. Corner kick to be taken by Jordan Segredo. Whips it into the near post and half-volleyed out into the trees behind the goal by the player whose strike is the match winner so far, Diego Vanilla. Segredo again, and it slides into the penalty area. 3 corners in a row. Not decisively away on either occasion. Sutherland holding on. APIA pushing into the red. 3 consecutive corners. Can the Sharks make a goal line stand? Segredo again, and a solid defensive header this time. And Vanilla is able to clear. Attempted through ball, Conostabile. The ball is cleared away. Fabian Monge was the player that made way for Michael Conostabile to come on. We've got Stewart on the right, Jordan on the left, and Ortiz up top. Has started the game for APIA in the midfield. In behind them is now Conostabile in the number 10 role. Franco Farinella and the number 8, Eddie Casper's a little bit deeper in midfield than that. Segredo has come on and caused a bit of havoc over on the right side. Stewart having to backtrack here. He's got Sao Kambayashi over on the left if he wants him, and finds him now. Kambayashi. The ball with Stewart. He's gone roaming over to the left side of the pitch. Back into the middle he goes. Conostabile. Now Jordan. Rory Jordan with a bending ball. Pachevsky clears and Afuka half volleys on. Gets it away. And backtracking is Kishimoto. After the 65-minute mark, still plenty of football to be played. It's got a bit of a last 5 minutes sort of tempo to it at the moment. Really intense out there at present. And it is going to be a great finish to the night coming up. Sutherland up 2-1. Farinella. And rising to the header is Nicolau. And he defends his right back corner. Vanilla caught in possession. Kambayashi Caspers, Kambayashi blocked away. Tice van Amerongen able to clear. Here's Farinella. Didn't get the free kick his way as he went to ground. Meyer, Afuka. And Nicolau able to slow to a jog. Meyer trying to turn away from trouble, and just a nibble from Farinella. Even though Caspers was able to send him from left to right, the double team didn't quite come off. So it's a mid-range free kick for Sutherland. He's at shooting range for Jordan Perez, perhaps. Nicholas Olsen takes a lot of set pieces all around the penalty area. Perez, Olsen, looking for Pachevsky, headed away by Kyle Shaw. Brought down by Saya Kambayashi. He can drift into the attacking half, not quite at breakneck speed. Ortiz trying to up the tempo, and he's caught by the backtracking Vanilla. Striker on striker. Caspers switching over to the right, where Segreto waits. Caspers, Stewart, Ortiz with a little glance, and Kambayashi, what a chance! Our camera's right behind it to see the angle, and it just kept rising. And for a player of his quality, you expect those to hit the back of the net. And APIA have spurned a golden opportunity to make it 2-2. The encouragement continues from the APIA sideline. They trail, but they are making their move. They've swung general play back in their favour. Kambayashi, a golden chance a moment ago. Now Rory Jordan waits with the ball for runners to break. Ortiz offside. Second time in the half. He's been trapped and there's no protestation. So, change coming for APIA. It looks from a distance like it's going to be Max Court, the wonder kid. Getting his final tactical briefing on the sideline. APIA know how important tonight is. Marconi can break away at the top of the league tomorrow with a win. Kishimoto to Kambayashi. Urgency to clear. Olsen doubles back and caught in possession. Caspers. Stewart. High cross, seemingly no deflection, and a goal kick. And is this going to be the moment for the APIA sub? Sutherland preparing one of their own. Could it even be Matthew Yerman, the veteran former Socceroo, who is on the bench for the first time tonight. here comes the change. It's Franco Farinella coming off and Max Court comes on. So Court, who's had such a profound influence on APIA this season, 3 goals in the league, 1 in the cup, and so much good attacking link play. He comes on as fresh legs in midfield for Franco Farinella. He takes his leave with 20 minutes of regulation to go. Nizic is trying to calm a young spectator, a child spectator behind the goal who might have thrown a projectile or perhaps wanted to return a spare ball. All's well that ends well. Here's the goal kick. Conestobo out to the right side. Sets Stewart a task. Can he get there? Well, he beat the line, but he couldn't beat Jordan Perez. Marconi at home against St George FC tomorrow. If they were to win, as things currently stand, they would break 4 points clear at the top of NPL Men's New South Wales. And after this weekend, there will be 7 matches to go. Plenty of points to play for, but what has been a nip and tuck title race between 3 teams for most of the season, Marconi could actually get some breathing space unless APIA can come back tonight. Here's Rory Jordan. He jags left. Nicolaou is pursuing him. Nizic came out, made himself big, and deflected the ball away. Hard to tell if that was actually on target, but it was a good stop. And now that long ball, well, getting a little bit clever. Nizic, he knocked it down on the chest initially and then decides to dive onto the ball. Sutherland's first change of the night waits in the wings. They've got players who've been senior regulars there. The opening of the transfer window has allowed them to just build in a bit more competition for places. So Sean Choi and also Richard Shawecki on the bench tonight. Here's Olsen. Caught. Able to take possession. Decides to circulate the ball back to Kishimoto. Caught. Kishimoto. Kambayashi tried to spin away from Nicolaou, but just enough attention from Nicolaou to stop him breaking away. Long ball, Vanilla, a lone hand up top. Caspers brings the ball down. Got to be careful now with Tariq Meyer buzzing around. And it's out to Segreto over on the right flank. Caspers. Jordan. He sees Kambayashi. Kambayashi's square ball, a good one. Jordan in the pocket here. He didn't want to shoot though. One more pass. Stewart from the right. Stewart over the bar. Roy Jordan was in good shooting position there, but he resisted any urge and kept it moving to Stewart, who decided to have a go on a far more acute angle and sent it high. And so here comes the substitution for Sutherland. We've had to see the fourth officials board go up on the outer side of the pitch. And it is going to be Richard Shawecki who is coming on for Takumi Afuka. Afuka, who had a great chance to score in the first half when the game was still 0-0. I want to say it's been such a good quality game tonight. 3 really excellent goals. And yes, some big chances have gone begging as well, but the 3 that have been converted are as good as you'll get in NPL anywhere in the country. High long ball. Caught. An aggressive touch. Tries to run the gauntlet. And he's felled by the challenge of Nicolaou. Caught immediately back up. Gets the ball moving. Caspers out to the right. Stewart. Overlapping run from Segreto. And he won't be able to find a way past Jordan Perez, who continues to sturdily guard the left back corner for Sutherland. Kishimoto, Kambayashi, Jordan, Rory Matty Jordan goes to work against Yanni Nicolau, and Nicolau able to knock it off his toes, but at the expense of conceding a corner kick. And we saw some good corners from Jordan Segreto during that triple corner run earlier in the half. Again, this will take some defending. So Jordan Segreto has run over from the right side to the left to take this corner kick. Delivery to the near post, glancing on an end all the way through. Presley Ortiz is going to claim it here. He's nicked it off Saya Kambiashi with one more touch. And APIA are level 2-2. And that does set up the big finish here. Kambiashi with the initial header from Segreto's corner, and then Ortiz with one more touch to keep it deflecting through the box. Music out of the equation, and APIA are level. Presley Ortiz is on a hat-trick, and can the Sutherland Sharks dig deep one more time and find a match winner? APIA, they are in all-out attack mode. With the subs that they've made during the second half, they almost have no choice but to go on and try to win this game. And that would put them back on top of the league overnight. We've got an issue here for Yanni Nicolau. How does Sutherland respond to this? This APIA team that has won the last 7 games against them head-to-head has won 15 of the last 24 and only lost once all the way back to the mid-2000s. So a stretch being administered here by the trainer for Yanni Nicolau, perhaps a back problem or a hip issue. Seems to be where most of the attention is being directed. Sub being ready on the APIA sideline, on the Sutherland sideline. So I wonder if they're just going to concede that Yanni Nicolau's night is over here. The sub goes through. Yanni Nicolau off. Matthew Yerman on. Welcome back to State League football. Matthew Yerman, NPL New South Wales, sees the former Socceroo return to a warm ovation from the home crowd. Yerman, who had previously played at Sydney Olympic all the way back in 2007-08. And then embarked on a lengthy professional career, which seemingly reached its end at MacArthur at the end of last A-League season. Sutherland attacking into the box. Appeals inside the penalty area. Referee with a quick shake of the head. So, Yerman, 36 years of age. 8 Socceroos caps, and of course went to the 2018 World Cup as a member of Bert van Marwijk's squad. Great to have him back in the NPL. And he's got a role to play here as APIA charge for victory and Sutherland try to find a third win. As we tick towards the last 10 minutes of the game. Long throw, turn in the penalty area, blocked, and the follow-up safe, and then at close range it's in! Ticeman and the wrong gun! Sutherland have found a third! Oh, the referee is whistling. He's going to run over to his assistant referee. The flag didn't go up though. The celebration has taken place underneath the VIP balcony. And Thijs van Amerongen, the towering Dutchman, has scored his 4th of the season. And the reason the whistle is going is because Ollie Kallatz has talked his way into the book in protest. Well, it was something almost a little bit un-APIA-like with how they conceded that goal, it must be said. They've put in so much hard work to battle their way back to 2-2. And you just don't associate conceding scrappy goals with such a high-level team. It must be said they are in all-out attack mode with the subs they've made. And let's not forget they are also, not to make excuses, but they are coming off the short break from the Cup final midweek. And it was always going to be a big challenge for them. And of course, with the lineup they've got out there, there is no reason with these last 10 minutes they can't find a way back to 3-3. They might find it quite soon. Ortiz is on a hat-trick, don't forget. Cleared away by Gan. Now Kishimoto. Bouncing ball away from Kambayashi. Difficult to collect. He concedes ground here. Benilla, well, nearly in for a 50-50. It was more of a 40-60, but the efforts here. Winning the ball away, nearly breaking forward for Sutherland. Had him back in. Richard Shaweke has come on, and he's made an immediate impact. Ortiz. Nizic with a long high clearance. And Kambayashi's clearance is going to run out for a throw-in. Diego Benilla working overtime. He's now got Richard Shaweke up front for company. I saw Takumi Ifuka make way and leave the game. Big night from him. Arnie Nicolau was a forced change. He came off, and Matthew Yerman has gone right into the centre, or into the left side of the centre-back three. Jamie Pachevsky continues to be the anchor in the middle, and he's stepping out here to challenge. Chasing the ball over the sideline as Kambayashi tries to evade him, and he does. Ortiz blocked away. Olsen just popped up in his blind spot and won the ball away. Look at Olsen breaking into a sprint at the end of the night. The endurance is incredible. He keeps the run going here, Olsen. Finds Richard Shaweke, and he wanted his right foot. And in doing so, he took a big swing at nothing but fresh air. The counter is on. Caught, blocked away. Shaweke will retake possession here for Sutherland. Perez uncorks a long ball, but out comes Kallatz to collect. Switch of flanks, Caspers. Segreto, and just overhit the through ball. It's going to run out. And referee Nathan Shakespeare has issued a yellow card, seemingly, to Jamie Pachevsky. Not sure exactly what the reason was. You can only assume dissent for a non-contact piece of play like that. And he just waves a hand in both acknowledgement and perhaps dismissal of the decision. Fifth and final sub coming up for APIA. On comes Levi Shuriaga. 1 goal in the league this season, but 3 in the cup. So no stranger to scoring goals this campaign. And he is one last wild card that comes on here for Franco Parisi's team. Sutherland are readying a double change in the background, but they're not going to action it just yet. So Rory Jordan is off, and Levi Shuriaga with 5 minutes plus stoppage to go is a late roll of the dice for APIA to get it back to 3-3. So just a reminder that on the league table, Marconi a point in front with a game in hand tomorrow. APIA 4 points in front of Sydney United before they play tomorrow, and then Sutherland would be up to 4th. 9 behind Sydney United in 3rd, a big gap, but they would edge ahead of Rockdale on goal difference and ahead of Sydney FC by a single point if they hold on. Segreto is trying to change all that, looking for a cutback, and it's blocked out. And listen to the roar come from the grandstand. Sensational crowd in at Seymour Shore tonight. Ground announcer whipping the crowd into a frenzy on a defensive phase here. Don't break the concentration. Here comes the corner. Nizic rises. And he brings it to ground with a good catch. Nizic unleashes a long, high clearance. Shaw, the volley down. Meyer had stars in his eyes. He decided to just strike it first time, and it has twisted away, spinning out down near the corner flag for a goal kick. So, double change. Seung-Ju Choi is coming on, and he'll replace Diego Bonilla. And it looks like Riley Hollingdale is coming off here for Ty McGowan. So fresh legs at the end of the night for the Sutherland Sharks. What a game this has been. Can they see it to the finish line, or can APIA, the defending champions, dig deep and find one more equaliser? And they're going to have to get up to speed quickly here. APIA having made all 5 changes, going for broke. Kishimoto. Shaw. Shaweki making a nuisance of himself in the press. Right in front of the Sutherland dugout. David Perkovic can't believe the foul's been given. APIA escape with the ball, and Stewart's caught in possession. Gann plays it into the heels of Meyer, and now he's going to do better controlling that pass there. It's a tangle, and in comes Kambayashi, hunting the ball down. Saya Kambayashi breaking through the middle. Caspers, and now caught. Space out on the wing for Shuriaga. He's going to strike the cross high. Segreto planted his feet and waited. Jordan Perez, the action man. And he's able to twist the clearance and keep the ball in. He rose to the header, and then he ran it down at ground level. The clock is Sutherland's friend. How many minutes of stoppage at the end of the night? APIA. They venture forward again. Kambayashi, the early ball this time. Ortiz is on a hat-trick, don't forget. Cleared away by Pachevsky, comfortably enough. Every touch pressured at the moment. Here goes a run down the right from Ty McGowan, the most recent sub. Now Shaweki. Shaweki against Caspers, and then some no-nonsense defending coming in from Van Amerongen. His goal is the winner. As things stand, we're into the last minute of the 90. The 4th official about to hoist the board. How generous are our officiating crew tonight in terms of stoppage time. Caspers against Tariq Meyer. Almost wrestling over the stationary ball, and Caspers gets things back moving. Segreto, well, looks like a handball, and the referee agrees. But it's another stop and restart here. Moment of truth from the 4th official as we tick into 6 additional minutes. Plenty of time for APIA. Here goes Kambayashi. He comes to a standstill. Square ball. Caspers in space. Flipped across the penalty area. Kambayashi. He's immediately under pressure. And he's going to keep the ball in. Saya Kambayashi squares it. It sits up in the box. Court is there. And in a sea of legs, they're all hacking at the ball. and eventually it's cleared away. Shuriaga came in and had a say, and it's been deflected behind for a corner kick. Oh, that was a proper penalty area scrap, and Sutherland survived. Segreto sprinting over to take the corner. Jordan Segreto's corner. High to the back post. And nodded and tipped away. Great save by Nizic. And now foul outside the penalty area and relief for Sutherland. Relief. What a massive save from Nizic though. Close range header, not quite a bullet, but the reflexes still had to be sharp. And the 3-2 scoreline stays intact. It was Levi Shuriaga who threw himself at the ball, willed the header on target, and Daniel Nizic was equal to it. And now, exhale. We've got some treatment being administered here, and 6 minutes of stoppage time might become considerably more. They stopped the scoreboard here at the ground on 90, but you at home or on your mobile device are able to watch that number tick over. We're almost up to 2 minutes of stoppage tick by. So, Nick Olsen, not a surprise, he has run himself into the ground. But he's back up and he's running off his troubles. Back to the halfway line he jogs. He doesn't want to leave the game. He's the closer of this Sutherland team. He's the one they rely on to be walking on top of the ground and everyone else is flagging at the end of the game. And on he comes. So you'd think that'll blow things out to maybe 7 additional minutes here. We've got 2 balls on the pitch. Brendan Gann breaking forward. And across comes Caspers, nudges it off Gann, but Meyer is there. Meyer. Back to Yerman. And Yerman is caught in possession, and the ball rolls out. Connor Starbo nearly got him cold. The ball was not his friend. He would have had a long way to go, but he would have been breaking into open field down the right. Nathan Shakespeare saying, get the game moving, no time wasting. So the throw-in is taken. Long attempt here from Pachevsky, and easily held by Callens. Kabayashi. And that diagonal ball is going to bend, but it's not going to decelerate enough to be attacked from the right flank. 3.5 minutes ticked by in stoppage time. I don't think Nizic is going to test the patience of the referee too much here over a stationary ball. Nizic drives a long clearance. Glancing off the head of Kishimoto. It's going to be cleared from the edge of the penalty area. Kambayashi breaking past McGowan. Caspers cuts inside. And now Connor Starbo. And he is knocked over by Van Amerongen. And the shout from the sideline is to set up. And there's an appetite to take this quickly because the centre-backs have immediately gone forward. Kyle Shaw, the obvious target to aim for here late. Segreto's put in some really dangerous corners. Richard Shawecki is going to take a yellow card for refusing to move back 10 yards here. Jordan Segreto, can he find the delivery that APIA need? It's a driven flat ball. Shaw through and a clash, which he initiated, leads to a free kick for the Sutherland Sharks. 5 minutes of stoppage tick by. And getting up slowly but surely is Jordan Perez. He's been another warrior out there for his team tonight. And another one like Nick Olsen, who just has that much in the tank that he is still absolutely burning at the end of the night. Nizic just clears it long on the diagonal out for a throw-in. APIA have got to go end-to-end. 6 minutes were initially signalled by the fourth official. You'd think we will go maybe another minute beyond that due to stoppages inside that 6. Time enough for APIA to grab an equaliser at least. Kambayashi waits for players to make space. Shuriaga tries to jag inside. He took on 2 opponents. And Sutherland will clear. Now foot race is on. Choi. Well, Kalatz has come out of his line here. Olsen urged to shoot. He's going to play a 1-2 with Shawecki. And then he couldn't return it to Olsen again. And Gann kept his feet in midfield where Kaspers went to ground. McGowan, Choi, and Kambayashi. An unkind deflection. Kaspers got to go. He's able to protect the ball for Kambayashi to break through. 6.5 minutes of stoppage ticked by. Crossfield ball. And Tariq Meyer can't keep possession. Conestabo turning into trouble, but he finds Shuriaga. This is it. Levi Shuriaga takes the shot, and it's sharply saved by Nizic. An attempt on target at the near post, but Nizic holds on. That will take the game to 7 minutes of stoppage time played. Nizic just rolls the ball out of the penalty area, sinks the slipper, and sends it long. And the ball goes out for an APIA throw. Into an 8th minute of stoppage we go. Whistle not in the mouth just yet. Referee looks at the watch. It's all going to go right for APIA from here. And the whistle goes for the first time since May 2016. The Sutherland Sharks have beaten APIA Leichhardt. And this breakthrough season, climbing up NPL New South Wales, has another significant milestone for the team from Seymour Shore. And they have won an NPL Men's New South Wales Classic tonight. APIA equalised twice, only for Sutherland to find a winner, and one more goal was enough. A massive crowd here at Seymour Shore, and they have been thoroughly entertained tonight. Yanni Nicolau scored in the 45th minute to make it 1-0 at half-time. Presley Ortiz equaliser just 6 minutes into the second half. Diego Pinella with a long-range special on the hour mark, but Ortiz with a double at the 76-minute mark, only for Tice Van Amerongen to bundle in at close range in the 80th minute, and despite APIA's best efforts to find an equaliser for 3-3, that would be that. As good an NPL game as you'll see, and a massive crowd was here to see it and enjoy it, and I hope you too did at home. My name's Teo Pellizzeri. On behalf of our broadcast partner Sportscast Australia, thanks for your company on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. We leave you from Seymour Shore with the full-time score, Sutherland Sharks 3, APIA Leichhardt 2. Good night.